What is up there, SEO pros? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to do on-page SEO for your clients, and I'm going to be showing you with real examples how I actually do on-page SEO for my clients as well. So this is going to be a little bit of me actually going and doing implementations because it is the end of the month, and I'm just finishing up all of the stuff I need to do for my clients. And also I'm going to be explaining along the way sort of what gosh darn it, you guys are already in here trolling me. By the way, all of these are live, so if you want to get notified of future streams, make sure you go to the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can get notified, because all of the videos I do, pretty much every single one of them, is live. We already got people in the chat trolling me saying content writing as well. Recently there's been this meme where everybody's asking me what I'm doing for my content on my websites, and they won't let it go. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and head over to the Facebook group really quick, share this on Facebook, and then I will just start getting into it. So also one other thing, if you're not in the Facebook group, great place to be. Let me just show you what it looks like. So there is a Facebook group that you can go ahead and join called the White Hat SEO Network, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. And there's like 16,000 other SEOs in there that you can ask questions, and yeah. All right, let me just get this in here. Join now, SEO pros. All right, so how many of you guys, by the way, have a SEO client? Just out of curiosity. Going to Drive. Basically what I recommend, if you aren't doing this already, is to use some sort of management tool like Basecamp. I love this tool, and I use it with something called Time Doctor. So I'm actually doing implementations for the client. It will take screenshots of what I'm doing. And this is just really helpful when you're like managing SEOs and when you want to see what they're doing for the different clients. As well as we have different phases that we go through with different clients to kind of make it easy to remember where we're at, so we're not doing too many things at once. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's just go into Basecamp. Mike Carson says he's working on a client right now. Nice. All right. By the way, guys, just really quick, if you do have a question, make sure you put it in little stars, little star asterisk symbols, so I can know that you're not just talking to somebody else in chat, and then I can answer your question. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to filter by our highest paying clients first, because obviously it's the end of the month and we want to make sure that all of them are done, but we really want to make sure that our highest paying clients are done first. So let's look at the one we were working on yesterday. And they are in phase 1 still, so let's go check that out. And if you don't know what phase 1 is, it's basically just like setting the foundation for a client. Anytime you're going to be doing on-page SEO for a client, you want to work on their foundation first. Meaning that you're working on the things that are going to affect their site-wide, and then you're going to work on individual URLs. So right now we're still working on phase 1, getting the foundation completely squared away. So we're going to go view our phase 1 doc. And again, if you want this template, I will leave a light version of this template so that you can kind of experiment with it. If you want the full version of this template, I've spent probably close to like 300 hours on it, maybe more, maybe like 400 hours. You can email hello@chaserunner.com and you can get information about how to get the template, my software, my certification, training, which we're going to be doing a little bit later today. So make sure you stick around for that if you are going to be around on your computer at around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard. Okay. So here we go. So terms of service and privacy policy. So all of these are problems that we identified from a foundation perspective. All of these things were things that the website passed, so we don't have to worry about that. But all of these are things that we need to fix. So we're just going to run through each of these. And if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing to implement these changes, let me know. And I can explain to you like further why these things are important. But for the most part, when you go through the certification, I talk about why these things are good or bad from a conceptual standpoint. And then I go through the implementations for actually getting these things fixed. All right. So terms of service and privacy policy. So we started adding this yesterday. Let's just go in here. And let's log in. Okay, now we're in. I do remember that we did add the new privacy policy page. So let's go find it. Okay, there it is. And what we're looking for is, now we're looking for the link. Let's grab the link, and then we need to add this to the footer. For this site, I'm not really sure where you add these things in the footer, so we might need to make a note. We're going to check customize. If we can't find it in there, then we'll just leave a note for the web designer to fix it. Because again, as somebody who does SEO, we want to spend as least amount of time worrying about anything that's like from a design standpoint and everything from an implementation standpoint. So if you can't do anything to help the content, like for instance, needing to add an internal link or adding more content to the page and you don't know about the subject, or you need to add something in the footer, you don't know about web design, you really need to know your role. And if you're going to be doing SEO, again, don't focus on trying to figure all this stuff out, because you're going to end up spending, hours going through a website, like trying to fix one little thing when it's really not crucial. The biggest thing is if it takes more than like 10 minutes to implement, just make sure that you make a note for later so that you can alert whoever's going to be in charge of that thing, like a content writer or a web designer or so on and so on. But fortunately for us, it looks like footer is right here. See if I can click on it. Looks like it's lagging. Okay, so footer looks like text next to copyright. Let's see. HTML before copyright, or HTML before footer custom. Trying to think if we can just add this in here. Let's try it. So we'll grab this, copy link address, make a new link. We'll just do this so we can make it easy on ourselves to grab the code, go to text, grab all that. And let's see if that worked for us. We'll just put that over here, I guess. And wait for it to let us publish. And check it out. And there it is. Okay, cool. So now we just have to get the other parts going. We got a few questions. Cormac says, what are the limits of the light template? It's really just kind of meant to be an example of the overall template. Like, there's a lot of sections that are kind of missing, but it's just like, I think just running through the basics of a website, not getting really into the technical side. NR says, do you use any automated plugins for on-page SEO? No. I don't really automate anything. I don't. What do I automate? I automate averages, finding averages and data analysis. That's the one thing that I automate. We got another question from Dude saying, can you walk us through the red colors on your items on your checklist? So again, all of the red colors, all this stuff in the checklist, this is all in the certification training. So if you want to get certified and learn about how all this stuff works, the concepts behind it, the implementations, everything, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, go email hello@chasereiner.com and you can get more information on how the program works and whether or not you can qualify for it. All right. So now we need to get the terms of service page. So let's go do terms of service generator. Generate terms of service. Okay, I hope this isn't... Is it going to start asking me if I need to pay for anything? Enter state. They are located in Atlanta, Georgia. Or Georgia, sorry. Yeah, they ask these extra questions and they charge for it. It's so stupid. Let's go find a different one. Okay, that one's not going to work. It's really annoying. They usually just have these. I wonder if the privacy policy is fine for now. Let's try this again. Oh, that was easy. Private label. And I think the address is right here. Is it? Let's see. There we go. Telephone number. Do they have one? There we go. And again, all this is really doing is it's just kind of adding extra credibility to the website. Website, a business? Is there a business around here? E-commerce website, I guess that works. Purpose of the website, let's see. There we go. I mean, again, unfortunately, this is kind of manual stuff, but it has to get done, whether it's me doing it or somebody else. Yes, it does have a privacy policy. Let's grab that. Copy. Link address. Able to create an account? Yes. Where should users send emails if they wish to terminate? Let's go back to that other page. There we go. Able to post or communicate with others? No, I don't think so. Collect information from minors? No, I don't think so. Georgia. County. Atlanta, I guess? Georgia. What statute of limitations for any claim related to terms of service or the company's services? What the hell is the statute of limitations? A statute prescribing a period of limitation for bringing certain kinds of legal actions. Does anybody know what I should put for this? While I wait for your answer. Mike says, I would like your opinion on 301 redirects. I'm working on a client site where he has a lot of internally linked 404 issues. Where one blog post links to another blog post that no longer exists. Does it matter if I just create a 301 redirect, or is it more beneficial to edit every article and remove links? It depends on the history of those URLs. How were they performing before they 404'd? Chris says, FormSwift 100% make you going to pay before you access that file, by the way. Really? No, they're not. You got to be kidding me. I'm just going to put 10 years. I have no idea what this is, but whatever. Oh, you guys said 2 years? Whatever. What is the service date on which the terms of service agreement will become effective? Now. Please don't do this. Please don't make me pay for this. I'm gonna freak out. Can you go into detail about how many pages you're optimized per client per month? When we move into phase 2, we do 10. The top 10 pages on the website first. Oh my gosh, you're so right, dude. It's almost easier just to pay the $2 just to get this. I'm just gonna pay it, dude. Screw it. If I can even remember my freaking... I don't even have my card on me, dude. I didn't even get the freaking number right. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, I'm just gonna have somebody else finish the terms of service part, but... Whoops. So I'm not gonna finish adding terms of service. I need to find a site that's good for that. Getterms.io from NR. Let's see. I already got this. This is the privacy policy, so I think that's probably fine. I'll just call it terms of service and privacy policy, and we'll just call it a day. Watch privacy policy and terms of service. Good. Rename it. Boom. Okay, that one's done. All right, so we got the first thing done. Ismail says, thanks Chase for all your hard work. I really love your channel. My question is what you could do to rank for a keyword that you target if you see you're playing between 3rd and 2nd spot on Google. Watch the video I just did before this one. Start doing internal linking and going for averages for user metrics. All right, paginated URLs missing rel next prev tags. Let's go open up Sitebulb and see what pages are doing that. Okay. Keep dragging the wrong thing. There we go. Let's find private label. There it is. And view audit. Let's go find rel next prev. Okay, 1K pages, paginated URLs missing rel next prev. I'm gonna go view those. So I believe, let me see this. It has to be the theme because I don't think normally Yoast actually fixes this stuff. Yeah, these right here. Boom. Let's inspect them. Div class prev link. Rel next. Rel equals next. Rel equals prev. So those are in there now. So I'm not sure why. Are they supposed to be in the header as well as canonicals? Rel next prev I think are supposed to be canonicals. Hold on. Yeah, rel next prev canonicals, which is supposed to look like this. Let me go see. Rel next. Yeah, see, that's a canonical, and we don't have that. Let me see if we just paste that in. Yeah, there's the main canonical, but there's not the rel next prev. Let me see if they have Yoast, because Yoast should be putting that in there automatically. Unless they have like an outdated version or something of Yoast. Let's check if Yoast has been updated. So Yoast Premium, it's looked updated. Let's check out general. Or actually, sorry, search appearance. Content types. I mean, they took out the rel next prev option. So it's supposed to be in there. And I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do to add those in if Yoast isn't pulling them. Oh, Yoast is probably only pulling it for blog type posts. What watch? I bet it is. View page source. Yeah, see? They had the rel next prev tags here, but not in the actual pages because Yoast doesn't do that for some reason. So let me see if I can find a plugin that'll do that. Plugins, add new. Rel next prev. As a more advanced paging navigation interface, maybe? Div class. I don't know if we're gonna have to do that custom or something. Rel next canonical. I wonder if we should just take those links out of the footers, like if they really help users at all. Let me go see these. I bet you there's like nobody clicking on that next post. I think we should get rid of that. It'd be interesting to see if all the pages per session went down if we got rid of that. Jordan says, when you are installing plugins to achieve something, are you removing them once completed? No, well, this is kind of interesting because they don't have canonicals for rel next prev for these, which they're supposed to have. And I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm sure it just looks like supplementary content to Google. It's probably fine. I don't think it's a big deal because it's not pagination. It's just recommended links. Yeah. So I think we should ignore that. Let's ignore that. Okay. The correct thank you page is in place. Contact form didn't redirect. Update. Replace the current with contact form 7 and made a new thank you page that works. Okay, cool. Let's see. So let's go into here. Contact. What's up, Andrew, dude? Oh, sorry. NR asked a question. Chase, I'm thinking of getting the schema automated plugin. Can I get your thoughts on it? I'm not commenting on the automated plugin. I know you want me to comment on it, but I'm not commenting on it. I do all my schema manually because I like to be able to change it up based on what the business is. For the most part, you can just copy and paste schema in. Like, you don't really need to use plugins for it. Okay. What am I looking for right now? Oh, the contact. Okay. Test. So that did not redirect. Let me see if I can get it to redirect. So contact form 7. And how do we get contact form 7 to redirect? So this is contact form 1. So let's go into contact forms. Contact form 1. Edit. And then I think we're going to have to do redirect. Choose thank you page. Let's see what that is. What's up, Chris? Okay, so this is the thank you page. Thanks for reaching out. A member of our team will get back to you shortly. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so that's the thank you page. Perfect. And assuming that runs correctly, let's go see if it works now. Contact test. Boom. Okay, cool. Now we got the redirect in place. Let's grab this link and add it as a goal in analytics. Go into here, support. And let me find, it's this one. Hey, Chase, no maids today. Nope. This place is looking clean. I should do a house tour now that it's looking better. All right, we'll go to admin, goals. Facebook group join. That's not working correctly for some reason. We need to fix that. All right, contact us. Continue. Destination. Boom. Value. We'll just put it at $100. Who cares? Cool. We got that in place now. Boom. Okay. Our content upgrades and CTAs being utilized. So I think Mikey said that he was going to start working on those lead magnets. Let me go see in Facebook. Mikey. Okay. Working on lead magnets and email integrations now. Okay, cool. So we're still waiting on those. I'm going to say waiting on Mikey. Okay. Category pages index. Let's go check out. Why is Anonymous Alligator here? Who the heck is Anonymous Alligator? All right, category pages index. Let's go check it out. Oh, did I not save that? Did I not save that change there? Let me see. Should say privacy policy and footer, but I might have not published it. Where is it? Refresh. Footer. Privacy policy. Yeah, got and terms of service. Now it's fixed. Okay, so now that that's good, we cancel out of there. And categories page is indexed. Let's go look at the categories that are currently indexed right now. So we'll go to post categories. Now, one note you guys want to know when you're doing on page, don't just go no index categories. Figure out if any of them are bringing in traffic first. I had one client that had about 80% of his traffic coming from one of his categories, and somebody on my team like a year ago decided to no index his category pages, and he lost so much traffic because of it. So make sure you check first, and I'll show you how to check. So let's look at the ones that are indexed. And by the way, if they're all not blue, that means they're pretty much all indexed unless it's set off in Yoast. So let's just first of all make sure that the categories are using category extensions or URLs. So look at there it is, category. So now what we'll do is we'll just do anything with / category in it. And there we go. Those are all the ones that are categories. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Search Console and see what's ranking. Head back over here, go into here. Open report. Press new. We're going to filter by page. Put this in here. Now we can see that it's about 600 clicks through all the categories in the last however many days, right? Like 30 days, 90 days. Now, if you look at this, look at what I'm looking at right here. This category has 500 clicks in it and it's probably ranking for some keywords. If we go back down here, hair business, right? So that's a good keyword. So we don't want to just necessarily de-index all of our category pages, but maybe some of the ones that really aren't doing much for us. So let's just say that we want to keep this one and some of these, and then we'll start looking at getting rid of some of these other ones. And you'll see that usually the categories that aren't getting as many clicks don't really have as many posts usually. Or they'll just be like duplicate posts that are in other categories. So this only has 3 pages opposed to like another category that has, let's see, beauty. Let's see this one. Oh, here we go. Here's all the counts. So 113, 100, so on and so on. What's up, Mink Lash Master? Hold on, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that. That's what happens when I drink too much tea before this streams. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go through the top counted posts. So like hair care, and we're gonna grab the URL. Again, this URL is hair care, and we're gonna find that. There it is. So it's got one. This is interesting. Oh, actually, sorry, that's the paginated version. There we go. So 30. So obviously we're gonna keep that one. Especially since it has the most posts. Now, one thing that we do want to look at is that there's not posts in the same category. So like we don't want to have posts that are in hair care that are also in like hair business. And the way we're going to figure that out is just go simply through the sitemap really quick. And we'll do sitemap.xml. I bet he pees standing up. What? Okay, so we're gonna go into category sitemap, and the first one we were just looking at was hair care. Let's look at that, and then the second one was hair business. So let's type in business. There it is. And oh, I guess what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do this with Siteliner, I think. Let me see. So we're just gonna take that one version, which was hair care, and plug this in, see what is, if there's any duplicate posts. Stream tainted. What? Okay, so basically the reason why you don't want to have posts in the same category, like you don't want to have, like, let's say one category with, you know, hair care, like a post about hair care, and then another category with that same post, is because if you're trying to rank these posts, you want them to look as unique as possible, or if you want to rank the categories, you want them to look as unique as possible. And by having the same posts in different categories, it makes them look yet less unique to Google. I really need to do something with my hair, dude. I thought I got like a good haircut, but it just looks like a bird's nest. Okay, so duplicate content's at 6% so far. Let's check it out. So wholesale hair extension logo design. So it doesn't look like so far there's anything that's matching. Oh, it's because this is just doing it for everything on that website. I thought it was going to do it by the category. That's kind of annoying. So let's just do the hair care URL. We don't know if it's indexed that yet. We'll come back to it. But either way, let's just go and keep that one indexed. Let's check out the next one, which is hair business. Just copy that. Okay, that one's 449, so we'll definitely keep that one. Hairstyles. And that one I'm not really seeing. Let me get rid of some of these tabs. Let's check out the URL. Slug is hairstyles. So that one's not really bringing anything in. So we're going to trying to think, is there a quicker way to de-index this stuff? You're gonna have to do it one by one, huh? Okay, whatever, screw it. Quick edit, or edit. You guys are so weird. I don't even want to read your comments anymore because they're just so out there. Okay, so to don't no index, I'll just do no. And that's it. Update. Go to the next one. 0 there. Wait, is that the only one? Yeah. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to also be getting rid of all those paginated pages that are also not really doing anything, because none of these things are really ranking. So really not a huge point to have them on here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. 5 clicks, not really doing anything for us. Anything like under like 50 clicks, I think we just pretty much don't really need. It's ironic because I'm doing SEO for a hair company, but my hair looks like one of those weird chickens with the, those white chickens with the weird hair. All right. Hair products. Did we just do that one? I can't remember. Yeah, that's the one we just did. Celebrity hairstyles. 0. So again, what this is going to do is it's going to make it really a good thing that Google's not indexing and crawling these things all the time. I mean, it'll still crawl it, but it's not going to be wasting as much crawl budget, I don't think, on indexing these, which is nice because we don't want a bunch of low-value pages on our site that aren't ranking. Link is expired. Okay. There we go. Marketing. 6 clicks. Basically, when Google crawls a website, it assigns a certain crawl budget depending on a lot of things, like how often the website publishes content, like how important that content is in Google's eyes, that kind of thing. And so by having a bunch of low value pages, you basically don't want Google using its crawl budget to identify that you have a bunch of low value pages that aren't ranking or really, bringing in users, if that makes sense. Let's go to the next one. Get rid of some of these tabs. It's so easy to get distracted by all these different tabs that start popping up. I always assume crawls just always hit everything equally. Well, I mean, if pages are no indexed, Google's obviously not going to really put as much importance on them. Google will still crawl those pages that are no index. Like it'll go back and see, if they're still being no index in a sense, but I don't think it assigns as much importance to recrawl it at a later time if it's showing a no index. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. If NR says if you no index a category, does that affect the blog posts and future blog posts in that category? I think it depends on how popular those categories are. I think if you're getting a lot of value or a lot of like page authority to those, or page rank, whatever you want to call it, to those categories, and then you're no indexing them, it might end up hurting your rankings for the posts, but if the pages aren't ranking or the categories aren't ranking very well and you no index them, I don't think it's going to really hurt the rankings too much. If anything, it might even help, which is why I'm doing this. Chase, what did you do before SEO, and how happy are you that you don't do it anymore? Very happy. Before I did SEO, I got fired from a sushi restaurant. The low point in my life. So yeah, you can see a lot of these categories just really aren't doing anything for the site. And they're not even optimized. Like, look at this. And again, we're not trying to focus on the things that aren't optimized. We're trying to focus on the things that should be optimized first, right? So let me make sure you guys got that. You don't want to spend your time focusing on everything. You want to spend your time focusing on where 80% of the traffic is coming from the site first. Then you figure out what pages you want to add and whether or not they're already on the site or not. We'll talk about that more in like phase 2, phase 3 stuff. Do these tactics work on directory sites? The tactics that I'm using are all based on data, so that's something that should apply to any site. The reason why I create strategies that are based on data is because I'm in a position where I have to help almost every type of business. And so I had to figure out a strategy that would cater to all businesses, not just a certain type of niche, which was very, very complicated to figure out, like extremely freaking difficult. And ours says, how do you create writing content when working for a sushi restaurant? Rank Top Local says, hey Chase, is your rank and rent course 7 videos or 9? It's not a course anymore. It's combined with my certification. So my rank and rent, my how to scale an agency, my freaking national SEO course, my beginner to advanced, my local SEO course, my Triforcing course, all of it. It's like 52 hours of video plus a certification on top of it. So if you guys want to check that program out, just email hello@chaserender.com and you can get on the phone with my enrollment guy. I really need to do something about my hair, guys. This isn't acceptable. And the cool thing about the foundation is once you do it once, you pretty much don't have to do it ever again. Like, unless anything really majorly bad happens. Which is nice. Oops, I didn't mean to open that in one tab. New tab. Open a new tab. So even though this is really annoying because you're just going through and manually doing all this stuff, honestly, like, it might even be better just to delete the categories, but I don't know if the client wants to do that. So what I'm doing is, you know, making it so that I just no index them, but I probably will recommend that we actually get rid of them because on the website, there should only be like 5 to 10 main categories. Like, once you start getting into like all this other stuff, it's like a little bit too much in my opinion. This starts to look like tags instead of categories. I haven't used this other view for a while. Oh, there we go. I always forget to switch in between this. Boom. Now the problem with this stuff is that it's easy for people to do it, like to have implementers do it, but it's annoying like when you have all these like things that you have to know, and even though it's easy to do, there's like these little things that you need to know about each of these things. And so that's the hardest part about doing SEO is like making sure that everybody knows all the little like things that you have to know about each different foundational task that you're doing. Hi mom, I'm on YouTube live. Honestly, I'd be playing music in the background like I'm listening to music right now, but I can't because I'll get a copyright freaking thing on my video and it won't stay up. Which is really annoying because when I rewatch these videos, it's just so quiet and awkward. But like when I'm listening to music, it sounds fine. Let's just test to see if any of these have links that we care about or rankings. That's the fast way to do it. No. 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 Nope. Basically, anything that isn't these categories, education, hair care, news, any of these. That's the easiest way to do this. So I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, so let's just make sure I'll put this on the other screen so I can see. This one's good to no index. Good. I don't know who's creating all these categories, but they need to stop. I'm gonna talk to the owner about this. Let me just make a note. A lot of the low value categories have been no indexed, but we need to talk about getting some of them removed and a new strategy for categories. Should only really have a few. And let's check out Siteliner really quick. Categories. So marketing, you can see here, yeah, a lot of these have duplicate. So that's matching the blog, that makes sense, but let's see if it's matching any other categories. Oh no, it's really just the blog. Okay, so it looks like they are categorizing it, which is good. They're not using multiple categories per post. Yeah, so that's fine. At least they passed that check. Chase, are most clients small local clients? What about big content blogs with national global audiences? They range from everything, dude. This company makes like $10 million a year. And they do national stuff. They're like one of the biggest Shopify apps right now in the world. Or like they have Shopify integration, is what I'm saying. Mike Carson says, Chase, any plans to keep the mastermind group and content updated? Been a member for over a month and not seeing anything new in there. Everything seems like it is being ignored. That's because everything's being merged into the new certification. So if you want to go do that, I would recommend it. Otherwise, yeah, we're probably just going to be it's literally everything's being moved over to the certification. What's up, Brooke Davis? Chase, you normally charge on average to customers per month? That is top secret. Use a music app named Pretzel for streaming friendly music. Oh, that's a good idea. I've never thought of Pretzel before. I like that name. Let's see if I can find pretzels. Pretzel.rocks. Sign up with Twitch. See if we can listen to some music right now. I don't hear anything. Is there a reason why this isn't? Ow, my ears! I don't know if that just broke your ears, but it broke mine. 1 second. This sounds so cheesy. That's the thing with copyright music or copyright free music, it just always sounds so kind of like generic. Hair controversy. Is that a category, hair controversy? Alright, let's finish getting all these no indexed, because I really want to move on to the next portion of this. You know what I should have done? I should have just defaulted. That's what I'll do. I mean, it's kind of late, but what I should have done is I should have just defaulted all of the categories to be no indexed, and then just added these 5. That's actually what I'm gonna do right now. So watch this. I'm gonna go Yoast, search appearance. Yeah, I can't listen to this music. It's terrible. I have to listen to my music, and they'll just have it silent for you guys. You want original music? Okay, I'll get my spoons. Oh my god. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go into Yoast, search appearance. We're gonna go to content types, find categories, right? I guess they're not in there. Let's go find categories, no index. But we'll keep the Yoast meta box so we can get those. So let's go back to the post now, and we need to find all of these. These are all the ones we want to keep. I don't know why I didn't think of that, because I'm a silly goose. All right, let's go find them. Boom. Oh, I'm gonna have to type it in. Okay, hair business. and edit and index. Good. Make sure that that shows up correctly. Whoops. Okay, and let's just do her business again. Make sure it shows up green. Well, that's red just because the category is not fully optimized according to Yoast, but we don't listen to Yoast. Hair tools. Index that. Update. Drop shipping. And grab that one. You guys want to do a review on, I haven't done one in a while, of one of the SEO YouTubers out there? I know how much you guys like those reviews. Education. Maybe we'll keep the news one as well. I mean, blog is really the news, though. I don't think we need to have a news section. I'm going to get rid of it. We'll just keep it like that for now. So that is done. Boom. Outdated pages. Some pages have... This one's kind of irrelevant because this has to do with benchmarking more than what we're going to be doing there. That's not really site-wide. Okay, so those are good. Paginated pages, blog showing up, that's fine. Because Google says that you should do pagination now. And we have the rel next prev tags, so it's fine. Delete that. Schema markup for aggregate rating. Probably want to add for products. Let's go see if we can do that. That actually has to do with benchmarking as well. I'm going to remove that for now. Categorize URL structure. Might want to fix for blog. No, we're not doing that because the URLs are already ranking too well. PDFs without optimizations. Let's go check out the PDFs that are ranking. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Okay. We'll just take a quick break and do review really quick because we haven't done one in a while. So let me find a video. Let's just type in YouTube. SEO 2019. Yoast SEO tutorial. Trying to find a quicker one, so that's 2 hours. We don't want to do that. Let's do this one. Or wait, let me know if you guys think of one that's a good one. Let's just do it by recent, because I've already done a lot of these reviews on these. Let's do this month. Okay. I'm trying to think what would be a good one. On-page SEO ranking factors.
Hello and welcome. My name is Eric.
All right, let's do it. What's up there, SEO pros? I haven't done a review for a while of different SEO channels, and I know you guys really like these, so I'm going to be just jumping into a video I just looked up. I just typed in SEO 2019 on YouTube, and I found that 3 weeks ago, Traffic Research published a video. I was going to do one on Neil Patel, but I've already reviewed Neil Patel. I'm not going to just keep reviewing people that I've already reviewed. So let's just jump into it. By the way, all of these are live, so if you want to get notified when we do a live video like this, make sure you head to the subscribe button, press the little bell icon, so you can actually get notified and comment and interact with me and the other people in the stream while we do these reviews and while we do the SEO streams. All right, so let's just jump into it.
Hello and welcome. My name is Eric Lantris, and today we're going to be talking about on-page SEO that works in 2019 and beyond. We're going to be covering what you put on your webpage so that Google notices your webpage, ranks your webpage, and then sends you all this traffic.
Okay, first of all, does that look good to you guys? Do you like it when there's like a weird fake green screen in the background? It's got like, you can obviously see how
customers
grainy it is
to
right
your
here.
website and ultimately to you. So
This
if you're
is a
excited
green
about that,
screen.
you want to make more money, you want
He's
to
not
rank.
actually in an office building with like a bunch of buildings behind him. He's like in his house with anyways.
Websites easier, this is for you. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the words, extra content, and images you can put on your page to help get noticed by Google and rank better. We're also going to be covering the on-page structure that Google expects to find on your website. So this is very important if you want to rank any web page on Google. And also we're going to be talking about the theme, server, and code that you could put to just help you.
Okay, so we're talking about on-page SEO ranking factors, and he's saying we're talking about one, the words and content and images you need to that will help you rank higher on Google. 2, on-page SEO structure that Google expects to find. And 3, on-page theme, server, and code for your website. I don't know if that necessarily has to do with the top on-page SEO. I guess words and content would be one of them, for sure. Images. He's not talking about averages, which is kind of, at least from what I know so far. The structure is important, but that's more of a site-wide type issue. And then on-page theme, server, and code for your website. That also has to do more with like site-wide issues. Just to give you guys contrast really quick, when we talk about SEO, we have 3 different phases. We have phase 1, which is site-wide issues, which is what we're working on right now in our stream before we took a break. So like, fixing terms of service privacy policy, paginated URLs, breadcrumbs, that kind of stuff. But then phase 2 is moving into, like, for instance, like individual on-page, which this is where all of the on-page really happens. And all of this I basically recommend based off data and based off something called benchmarking. So first of all, we want to make sure that a keyword is mapped to a URL and that the keyword is within a certain difficulty range that's within a metric that we can reach based on where our current authority is. Then we talk about the averages in terms of click-through rates, impressions, average positions, and then as well, of course, like conversion rates, bounce rates, and then content-related averages as well. And we just optimize based off data rather than, let's say, what I'm not sure he's going to be talking about, but let's just say extra words and content being on a website. I think we can kind of all agree that images and content and stuff like that is a ranking factor, meaning like if you have it, you're going to rank versus not having it. But I'm hoping to get some sort of technical explanation for what he's talking about and not just add words to your content. Because a lot of the time when we review these videos or I review these videos, I just hear people say, add content, add good content, add images, add good images. Make sure your website makes sense when people are navigating it. Like that's very general, right? So let's see.
You along the way. So first, we're going to start with the ranking factors. So we're going to focus on the ranking factors that really make a difference with rankings on Google. So you could rank on Google with less backlinks. All right. So the 2019 fundamentals, if you only have 5 seconds, this is going to be your big crash course into like the bare essentials for ranking on Google. First, the title tag. Title tag is probably the most important thing. It's what.
So did I call it or what? For your title tag, create a good description with your keyword. For your heading tag, use a similar or identical good keyword and title. For the content, you want to mention the keyword, right? I mean, we could pretty much all assume that, right? I mean, it's not like, I don't know if that's necessarily like something that people don't already assume when they think about trying to rank a web page. Maybe it is. Maybe it's something that you guys didn't know. I don't know.
Is listed in Google whenever you do searches. It's at the top of the page, basically the top of your browser. And what you want to do is you want to create a good description of that page and you want to include the keyword in the title. So include the keyword in the title. And if you're not familiar with what a keyword is, basically the search term. So you want to have that in the title plus a bit more.
A keyword is one keyword. Search term is like a key phrase, right? So a keyword is one because it's keywords, not keywords, right?
More. You kind of want to have a descriptor. So
let me make this
if
a little bit faster.
Your keyword is how to tie a tie, well, you would maybe include best ways on how to tie a tie. You want to include always a bit more than just a keyword to keep it natural. Number 2, for your main heading, which is called the H1 tag. In HTML, it's the H1 tag, but usually if you're not very familiar with HTML, it's the big, bold headline on your webpage. If you're using WordPress, this is taken care of for you automatically, and you want to include the keyword in the H1. So far, we've included the keyword in 2 places. We've included the keyword in the title. We've included the keyword in the H1. Now, for the content, you want to mention the keyword at least once in the body. So preferably near the top. So you want to include that keyword once in the title, once in the H1, and once in the content, probably or usually near the top of the page. Now, so if you just do that, you're going to have a good foundation.
So again, this is sort of guess SEO, right? Like, obviously you want to put your keywords on your page, but like saying for every single keyword out there, no matter what, make sure that in your heading tag, in your title, and in your whatever else meta description that you have your keyword there. First of all, that's very general. Second, that might not always be the case. If you want to really find out whether or not you're supposed to put your keyword in there, right? Make sure you're going and actually figuring out what the average is first. There's actually pages that are ranking #1 on Google that don't even have the keyword that they're ranking for in their title, right? Like for instance, if you say, how to do laundry or how to bake cookies. This isn't 100% accurate because I don't know what's showing up for that, but there are certain scenarios where people will put for the title, it'll say 10 ways to make cookies, not bake cookies, right? But if that's what they're showing up for, Google semantically understands that. So it's not always the best idea to just go and listen to people's general advice, which is for all cases, all scenarios, this is going to work every single time. Just make sure that your keyword is in your title tag. Like, again, you want to figure out what people are actually looking for. I have a software that I've spent thousands of dollars creating so that you can actually tell what the averages are for a keyword, right? So if we go and look for, let's say, one of these keywords, we see for the keyword, let's say, hair grades. If we look at the average for that with the software that I have, click into here, I can see, okay, the word counts, 5,000 on average, the top 20 pages being indexed. I know that the word frequencies are these. I know that the average, title tag says a certain thing, right? Now, that's a lot different than just offering people general advice saying, oh, well, you should just go and make sure all of your keywords have, or all of your content has keywords in it, right? It's general knowledge. It's not really actually helping anybody. It's guessio. And that's my problem with the industry when they're offering advice is they're just telling people this stuff, and then people start thinking like, oh, I just watched a video yesterday to put my keyword in all my title tags, and they forget what the actual purpose of what they're doing is, which is to actually focus on the things that are making them money, which has really nothing to do with whether or not a title tag's a ranking factor or not.
You're already going to be on your way. Here's a bit of extra stuff that really, really helps, especially in 2019. So within the content, you want to include subheadlines. So you want to include subheadlines, and the code for that is usually H2, H3, H4. That's going to be the HTML code. It's very, very easy to do. And what you want to do in a subheadlines is you don't necessarily want to put the exact keyword again. You want to use related keywords that describe your content. So if you're talking about things like an umbrella, then maybe you're going to be talking, you're going to have related.
So again, this is more copywriting type advice. You know, he's basically saying if you're writing a document, make sure you have different headings to describe what the different sections of your copy is about. It's not really an SEO tactic that has to do with just making good content.
Related words such as rain in the subheadline. So on a rainy day, what do you bring, and so forth. That's the type of related words that you're going to want to have in your subheadlines. Now, within the content, the extra thing that you need to include is going to be high quality, relevant internal and external links. So if you're talking about umbrellas, you want to be linking to resources that deal with umbrellas, both on your own website and external links to other websites.
So when you're writing content, make sure you're referencing other relevant content. So more like content related type. This has nothing to do with like, oh, go into your website, figure out what your top pages are that are ranking, and then internally link those to the other related pages because that's what's going to pass the most page influence. Because basically, if something's extremely popular on your site, you probably want to mention the other things that are extremely popular and, pass page influence to rank those things higher internally, right? Which is what we're doing with this client. That's a lot different than, if you are writing about towels, make sure you link to other people that talk about towels because, that's how you write content, right? That has nothing really as much to do with a strategic SEO perspective.
Websites, this is another ranking factor. Google looks at, hey, this page has really good content, but does it refer other really good content as well? And if you do, you get a few extra points. Within the content, finally, you want to name your images appropriately with keywords in.
Did he just say you get a few extra points? Like a few extra points from what? From his scoring system that he guessioed up?
In the file name, and you want to have keywords in the alt text. So both the file name, so let's say we're going through umbrellas once again, you could have umbrella.jpg, and then the alt text could be umbrella, see, or blue umbrella, or this is a nice umbrella, or so. So you will basically, you want to have both in the file name, so the name and the alt text. And ultimately, that's it. Like, this is the fundamentals. And if you just walk away from on page or this video with just this, you're going to be doing better than most people on.
That's not true. If you walk away only knowing this about SEO, you're going to end up spending all of your time. What happens if you have a 3,000 page website and you don't know anything about analytics? You don't know how to filter by traffic. You don't know how to do conversion rate optimization. You don't even know how to track conversions in the first place. And the only thing you care about is ranking a keyword on Google. You have no idea how difficult that keyword is. You have no idea what it's going to actually take to rank for that based on an analytics-based average, on a click-through rate-based average, on a content-based average. You don't even understand how to target intent or what intent is. The only thing you're looking at is the keyword. And then you're just like, okay, well, I'm just going to put headings, subheadings, make sure my keywords once in the title and the meta description, and I'm going to write the content to be high quality and have internal and external links that are relevant to the content that I'm writing about with images, with alt text. That's all I need to know. That's not all you need to know. That's BS, dude. You're going to end up freaking spending all your time trying to write content and being a content marketer instead of somebody who actually does SEO. There's a big difference between somebody who writes content, which is what this guy's talking about, and somebody who does SEO. Anybody who does content should know how to create subheadings. Anybody who owns a website should be able to put a title tag on their website. That's a completely different thing than what we're talking about with data-driven marketing, data-driven SEO, which is where 90% of the industry fails.
Internet. But there's more. There's a lot more. And let's dive right into it. I have bonuses for you. I have a starting template. So if you're not too sure on what you should do and you want a recipe that you can use really quickly, here's one. What I typically do is I'll have between 1,200 and 2,000 words. I'll have between 3 and 12 images, one title, 4 to 8 subheadlines, 1 to 3 internal relevant links, 1 to 3 relevant external links, 1 table of content, and 1 bullet list. So bullet list is kind of like, here you can see on the right, like right, kind of like factors like this. That's a bullet list, just kind of like a list. Those really seem to help and rank on Google.
Okay, so again, 1,200 words, 3 images, so 12 images, 1 title. This has nothing to do with like what happens if you want to rank for the word panda, right? We're not even talking about intent, right? He's not talking about intent. Let's just talk about intent for a second. Let's say you want to rank for the word panda. What shows up for that? Just go look and see what shows up for the word panda. Okay, actually, this is different. It used to be freaking the rap song showed up first. But my point is that if the restaurant shows up or if the video shows up, the rap song, it doesn't matter if you follow some generic template, which is 1,200 words, 1 title tag, 4 to 8 subheadings. Now, on top of the fact that we're not talking about intent, we're just SEOing for everything based on a general template. Let's say you wanted to go for like medical advice, like you wanted to tell people how to do how to cure cancer or something. And on average, the article links for that are like 5,000 words. They have like 50 internal links to other things that you need to know about when it comes to cancer, like all that kind of stuff. Is this going to work out for you, right? 1,200 to 2,000 words, 3 to 12 images, 1 title. Again, it has nothing to do with actual SEO. It has everything to do with SEO, which is, well, I'm just going to tell people that they need words on a page, and I think 2,000 words sounds good. Like, why not? I think a bullet list probably sounds good when you're writing content. I think, a title tag is probably a good idea when you're writing content, and maybe subheadings. It's stupid, dude. This has nothing to do with actual intent or what people are actually looking for. It's just generic. Let's just write content for search engines and not think about what we're actually representing ourselves as a brand, as what we want users to find us as, how difficult it's actually going to be based on what we're actually optimizing for. This just has to do with some like BS thing that people start talking about. 2,000 words has nothing to do with SEO. This has everything to do with content writing.
So that would be my super easy formula to find, and I have more stuff for you. So once you use my structure, kind of like my starting point, my template, then I usually take it to the next step and I do a bit of refining. And the way I do refining, I'm going to break it down so it's really easy and simple for you, and anyone could do this, is I just look at the top 3 results on Google. And I look, compared to my starting structure, compared to my starting template, are they producing longer content? Are they using many more images? Are they repeating the search terms excessively or barely using them? Are they doing anything special that distinguishes them from the competition? So is there a table? Is there a calculator? Usually I just look at the top 3 results and I see the trend that Google's ranking all these types of pages. For instance, at one point I was...
Okay, so that is good that he's doing that. I'm glad that he's actually recommending this now. I wish he would have recommended that first. But again, when you're looking at intent, you can literally just go and click on these things and eyeball it and take, a long time to figure this stuff out. Or you can use a software like the one I created to literally just go scan it all for you and tell you like 1,000 times more granular information about the actual words mentioned by frequency, the actual amount of content that's on average the top 10 to 20 pages, because 3 pages isn't really that many to look at. You want to look at a larger range than that. And all this stuff he's talking about, doing that all manually is going to take a very, very long time. So I do like that he is looking at this and recommending it, but it's still going to take an extremely long time to do it this way. And you're not going to really this is going to be more opinion based because it's going to be what you see versus the actual data you can pull with numbers from a software perspective.
Looking up tattoos because we had a member inside Traffic Research. I wanted to rank for tattoos, and when we're looking up top 3 pages, we noticed that every single page in the top 3 had 20 plus images. So that meant that when Google was looking for a result, they were rewarding more images. So we just took our template, same exact thing, and instead of having 3 to 12 images, we bumped it up to around 15 images, and his page ended up doing really, really well. So very simple.
So instead of guessing that, because they just guessed off 3 pages, we could literally go into our software and see, okay, the top 20 pages on average have 22. We have 73. Our deficit is 55 or whatever, or our over optimization is by 55. So again, that's a lot different than just going to the top 3 and being like literally manually being like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like nobody wants to do that. It's going to take forever, and you're going to end up taking all of your time trying to do all this stuff yourself, from like remembering everything in your mind when you can have literally just a robot to do it for you.
look at it. Once you use let's actually go back. Once you have this starting template, then you just go look at the top 3 results and just tweak it slightly based on what you see. All right, moving.
Come on. Take the basic template that I have with 1,000 to 2,000 words, recommendations, 3 images, and then look at the top 3 results manually and then just tweak it based on that. Why don't you just go look at the results in the first place and then figure it out like that? Why are you just taking a general template and then changing it once you already have that template? Doesn't it kind of make having that template irrelevant?
On, we want to add the related words. So that's really the magic touch that will distinguish you from someone else who's basically following a similar structure. What you want to do is you want to make your page as relevant as possible. And the way you do that is by adding a ton of related words. In fact, it's really hard to go overboard with related words, and just try to find all the related words to your topic, to your keyword.
When you're talking about a subject, make sure you add other words that are related to that subject. So again, it's a lot different than going and seeing, okay, for this search phrase, we have hair mentioned 248 times. The average frequency is 73. Looks like we're probably a little bit over optimized. And let's see what other things are being mentioned based on a data perspective on what's showing up in the top 20 results, and actually having data versus, you know, well, if hair is related to something related to hair, like I don't even know what's related to hair, extensions or something, and that makes sense to you, just add that in there, because from a content perspective, it makes sense to be talking about related things. That's a lot different recommendation than being like, okay, look at the data, find the highest occurring frequency terms, make sure that you're adding those in there, because based on what Google likes to see for these websites, in general, all of these websites are mentioning this word like 15 times. So it makes sense for you to add probably that word around that amount.
And add them on your page. So, for instance, if we are talking about umbrellas, related words would be things like rain, parasol, coat, water, walking, accessories, wooden, metal, beach, patio. So, the way you find these related words, there are tools that can give you a bunch of related words, but usually just using common sense is good enough. And
no, it's
not.
Common sense does not apply to SEO. It's the exact opposite. And what is being taught here is not common sense. It is SEO, which has nothing to do with common sense. It has everything to do with some made up template that people pass around in the SEO industry, and people hear about it and then they talk about it, and it has nothing to do with data. It has everything to do with people just feel like they need to say this stuff.
Do is just do a Google search for your search term, and most of the time within that first page you're going to see a ton of related words. So let's take a look right here. I did a search for umbrella. Here it says umbrella, parasol, wooden, metal. You're going to have a plastic pole, and then you can kind of see, oh, umbrellas for the beach, patio, accessories, and so forth.
So what he's saying for you to do is just remember all of this in your head, and not only be an SEO, but also write content. And basically just waste your time trying to explain to content writers that they need to add these things. And if they don't, then you're going to go in and manually look at it yourself, because you're remembering all this stuff in your head, right? That's not going to happen. You're not going to do that. You're not going to go and be a SEO and a content writer and a web designer, and you're going to remember all these things, and you're going to go back to all the 30 sites you're working on and every single page on them, and then cross-check with everything that you remembered from that search result. That's not scalable. It's not sustainable. You're not going to do it. If you're running an SEO company, you're literally going to go insane. This is how I've had countless mental breakdowns. This is how I've lost many clients. It's because I didn't do my SEO based off data. I did it based off SEO, which is exactly what this is. This is what 90% of the industry is doing.
And just by looking at that, you're going to be able to say, oh yeah, these words are all related. These words are all related. Add those into your content. You're going to do just that much better. And it's so easy to do. The next thing you want to do is you also want to look for synonyms. So are there any synonyms for your related words? You want to add those as well. There's a small little trick that a lot of SEOs have known for a while, is that whenever you do a search on Google, Google will automatically bold all the synonyms and all the words that it thinks are strongly related. So for instance, if you search for woman, it will also bold girl, because it knows that girl is the same as woman, which is the same as female, and it'll basically bold all those keywords. So here in our example, you can see that it bold umbrella and then bold the plural umbrellas, and basically that's all it found so far for umbrellas. So
it doesn't bold the semantic variations of keywords. It just bolds the keyword that you searched. So again, I don't know where he's getting this information, but If you type in umbrella, you can see it only bolds umbrella and umbrellas. It doesn't bold anything else related to what he's talking about. He literally just talked about all the things that are related to it and that Google does that, but then it's actually not doing it in here. So like what he's saying is completely inaccurate.
Whenever you're doing a search, also pay attention to the bold words, add them into your copy. That's just going to help you that extra little bit. All right, so now we've gone over the basics. We've gone over tweaks. You're really rocking right now. Honestly, if you just did this, you'd be ahead of 99% of the people on the internet, but I have more.
You might be not 99% above like the content writers on the internet, but not in terms of the SEOs. Because the problem with the SEO industry is the bar is set so low that you can literally give people any type of advice and you then become an SEO god. Like, that's just how it is. Like, because SEO, like literally the bar is like, it's like below 0%. Like nobody has any idea what they're talking about. They're just saying stuff because they just hear other people talking about it and they go, well, it makes sense to me. I'm just going to make my own video talking about the same thing because that's what other people are saying. They're saying, you know, I put keywords in my title and my related words and now it's ranking. So now that's what works. So that's how I'm going to recommend everybody else.
Or for you. So let's dive into some special tricks that give you an extra ranking edge. Now, the first trick or the first set of tricks are going to be indirect page boosters. And what I mean by that is they're not specific ranking factors as soon as Google crawls, but they are long-term ranking factors. The reason for those is because Google will rank your page higher the more people click on it. And all these things are going to help increase the amount of people clicking on your page. So if you put these on your page, after maybe a month, after maybe 2 months, 3 months, you're going to end up ranking higher than someone that doesn't do this. So what am I talking about? First, breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are awesome because they will transform your listing on Google and they're going to give you a nice little structure like this. See how here I don't really have it. I just have one straight URL. Here they have Lenovo, home, laptops, and sometimes they even have subcategories of laptops. That's what breadcrumbs does. It makes your listing look really nice. So that's a good thing. Definitely want to add breadcrumbs onto your page. The next thing is going to be meta descriptions. You want to have a high quality meta description that encourages the click, and people will read your description and say, oh yeah, this is really what I want, and click on your listing more. That will help you rank higher. The next thing is going to be rich snippets. Now, rich snippets, I could make an entire video on that. There are so many different types of rich snippets. You could just put so much stuff. But one of the ways, or one of the things that you could do is you could add code and eventually get ratings. So here we have a rating, right, in terms of rich snippet. And what this ends up doing is it attracts the eye and people end up clicking on this because you have a rating. So here I have 4.7.
So again, what's happening right here, in case you guys didn't catch it, it's like me telling you, like you're watching a video by me, right? I'm teaching you, I'm like, all right, guys, so what you're going to do is you're just going to go and add breadcrumbs to your website. It's going to help you, right? And then you're going to be like, okay, well, what about like all the leads I need to get like in a couple months that are related to like a cleaning business? Well, no, as long as you focus on the things that I'm talking about, like breadcrumbs and meta descriptions, like you'll be good, right? That has nothing to do with an SEO strategy, right? That has everything to do with like just talking about, you know, things that you could do, but it doesn't really have to do with like, okay, let's come up with a step-by-step strategy. First, we'll focus on the foundation, getting all of the site-wide changes done first. Then month 2, you want to focus on getting all of your benchmarking done and optimizing based off averages and based off data. And then phase 3, you want to move into research. That is a completely different database strategy than like, breadcrumbs are good strategy, you know, keywords, good strategy, title tags, you know, meta descriptions, right? Rich snippets. It's just like buzzwords. It's just like literally people just sit around and they go, you know, oh my God, dude, I just found out yesterday that rich snippets, like 4% click-through rate boost for like some random type of niche. I'm going to go spend all my time doing that because I don't know how to formulate an actual SEO strategy that is based off data. And I don't know how to like track my conversions or do anything that actually leads to bottom line for a business. So I'm just going to go drive myself insane and watch these other people talking about how to do random SEO tasks and not actually have a strategy for an actual client.
Out of 267 votes, people see this, they're going to more likely to click on this, and therefore it's going to convey to Google that this page is what people are looking for. Finally, one of my favorite tricks is going to be a table of content, and a table of content ends up being listed at the bottom right here. So people could actually just click on this and go directly to the category that they want. And on top of that, you end up taking more of the page. So these are some tricks that I would definitely recommend adding to your page if you want to get that long-term boost. It won't hurt. It won't help you right at the beginning, but then after a little while, when your page is indexed and people are clicking, it's going to give you more clicks, and then Google is going to rank you higher. So these are some advanced tricks that you could definitely implement to get that extra little edge. Now, what about
Not only is he just saying that this is stuff you can do, he's not even actually telling you how to do it. Like, there's no resource, there's no, like, the only thing he said is, like, I could create another video on this, but it would just take me a really long time. So I'm just going to tell you about how it's possible and then never actually give you, like, a strategy for it. Like, it just sounds so, like, ridiculous to me.
about some additional tricks? Now, inside Traffic Research, and if you don't know about, I run Traffic Research, which is a private membership for people that really want to rank well on Google, get a ton of sales customers. It's for agencies and also people just starting up a website and people that just want to rank their website on Google. And inside, I have a concept called riding the wave, where we rank higher by adding a few words to a page. So if you haven't seen that, that is going to be one super video to get that little extra tweak that I don't really share with that many people. And another way you could also, and here's a free like way of adding freshness, basically, because most of the time Google will reward freshness over stale pages. So if your page is 3 years, 4 years old, usually, not always, but usually that it'll reward fresher pages, because usually users prefer fresher content. So what you could do is you could add related comments that provide both relevance and also updates to freshness on your page. And if you say you have a stale page, it's been stale for 2 years, 3 years, you could add some related comments. Not only will that tell Google that, hey, people are leaving, there's activity on this page, so it's going to refresh the freshness, but also when people land on your page, funny enough, a lot of times people spend more time reading the comments than they do reading the actual main content. So that will lead to a longer on-page time, which Google will notice and say, okay, well, this must be a better page, because when people land on this page, they spend like 10 minutes as opposed to this other page where they spend 20 seconds.
Okay, I can't do it anymore, guys. Honestly, like
the subheadlines like intro, conclusion.
Neutral, adding PDF version of your content, linking to low quality pages. I mean, it's just like, I feel for this, right? Like, I feel that, like, you know, people who have no idea about how to do SEO, like, this is a great tutorial for people who are brand new. But my biggest problem with tutorials like this is you end up learning 1,000 things that you can do, right? I could easily come up with, I literally made a post for White Hat SEO. I made a post that was 20,000 words. I wrote the whole thing in one day. And it's something like 100 SEO tips. And it's just like huge descriptions of all these different things you can do. But the problem was, back then I was doing SEO, right? I was teaching people SEO. I was doing SEO, which is literally just sitting there and coming up with all these different things you could conceptually do. But then at the end of the day, you're not actually coming up with a strategy. You're just coming up with, this is a ranking factor, this is a ranking factor, right? Links are a ranking factor, titles are a ranking factor, page speed. But none of that actually applies to making a company that works, right? And that's the problem with a lot of SEOs, is they'll end up becoming sort of good at SEO, and they'll be able to rank websites, right, by like doing a bunch of really good links or a bunch of content. But when it comes down to actually making a successful company, it's about having a strategy, and just focusing on all these different random pieces of information is not going to help you. It's not going to help your clients. It's not going to help really anybody, because it's not sustainable and it's not scalable. So that's it for today, for this tutorial or review. If you guys want to get a glimpse into the certification I'm running, which goes over every single thing that I'm talking about that you should be doing, make sure you send an email to hello@chasereiner.com and ask about the certification and getting enrolled in it. We still have a couple seats left open for people to get in there. So thank you guys for stopping by. Until I see y'all next time, happy SEOing. All right, so that was the review break. What'd you guys think? I'm going to go work on a client again pretty soon here. So those of you who want to stick around can. I love how there's 40 people watching now. Like, you guys love this stuff. But then when I actually do the implementations for the clients, there's only like 20 people watching. This guy has nothing new to add. I listened to this crap a few days ago. The new post is terrible. Ted says, I watch Chase is doing his audits and he uses Ahrefs Screaming Frog every time. Yeah, so if you're going to be doing SEO, 2 tools you need. Ahrefs, Screaming Frog. If you can't afford it, you have to figure out how. That's just part of the game. There are tools that you need to have. Ted says, yes, each of those are their own data. It's like being It's like being in construction and then complaining about needing to pay for like a drill. Like you have to buy it. I'm sorry, but you have to buy it. Like you can theoretically do construction without having a drill, but what's the point in just like sitting there and, you know, freaking using a screwdriver? You're not going to get a high enough ROI from that. So you have to invest in some stuff. Like I'm sorry to tell you guys, but these tools were made to make SEO easier. Like they're not supposed to give you a huge advantage, but they do give you an advantage. They save you a shit ton of time. That's why you get software. That's why you get these different tools. Chase, I'm waiting for your ad to the Facebook group. Okay, we'll check that a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to continue optimizing this client. For those of you who want to stick around, feel free to stick around. And yeah. Oh, one other question Ted had, I think, is does my software, what's the difference between my software and Quora? So if you guys don't know what Quora is, it's a software that gives you like every ranking factor you need to know. There's like 800 factors. The difference is that mine runs in like 2 seconds versus Quora runs in like an hour, not an hour. It's like a while. It's like in 5 minutes or something, 2 or 3 minutes. And it's really just like one button. You just put a URL. I can show you guys. You just put a URL and keyword, and you pretty much have your results that fast. But what the software is actually going to end up doing is it's going to be able to run all these benchmarks like this with the URLs and the keywords tied to them with all the analytics data. It's going to sync with Search Console and Analytics, which is what's currently being worked on right now, so that all the benchmarking is automated. So you can literally just load in a list of keywords and a list of URLs, and it'll just give you all that data every month, because it's very, very important that you get this data from a content perspective, from an analytics perspective, from a keyword difficulty perspective, and basically have all of this combined on a one URL sector. Mike says, Chase, read up for context. They are asking if your software requires Ahrefs. No, it doesn't. Not right now. It will probably in the future when we get all this synced up. But right now, the only thing you need for the software is just a Windows computer. Unfortunately, it's not Mac-based yet, and it's not web-based, but at some point it might be. Okay, so let's go back into the client. Where we left off with the client is we were looking at the foundation, and that was in phase 1, which is over here. The last thing we're looking at is PDFs without optimizations. Basically, we don't really want PDFs to be indexed if they're not really doing anything for the site. So let's just type in private label extensions.com with the site colon attributes so we can see everything under this, and then we'll type in PDF. If you want to be more specific, you can do in URL equals PDF. That way you just only get PDFs or URLs with PDFs. And there's being only 2 index. Let's just go and see what the traffic is on those. So we'll press new page PDF. Wait for it to load up. Okay, so some of these have actually some traffic. One of them does. Let's see. It's just this one. So 2016, pretty old. Private label. So I'm going to keep that one for now, I think, and no index the other one. And then we might optimize that other one later when we do the benchmarking. So let me just go ahead and find this on the website. You know, it's only 2 PDFs being indexed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this through here. It might be through like file manager. So honestly, I'm just going to leave it for now. It's not a huge deal that only 2 of them are being indexed. Okay, so URLs containing uppercase letters. Or sorry. Yeah, URLs containing uppercase letters. So apparently there were some here. Let's go try to find what they are. So we'll go into Sitebulb. Audit overview, and we'll type in PDF contain, URL uppercase. Let's see which ones they are. So these are just these parameters happening from Facebook clicks, but I don't think these are actually being indexed. So I don't think we have to worry about that too much because look, the canonical is back to the main one, so it's fine. So we'll just skip those, or we'll say those are good. URLs containing uppercase, that's the one we were just at. Breadcrumbs, looks like those are good. Let's just check the schema to make sure they are. Blog, I don't see breadcrumbs on every page, which is a problem. They should be. They might be from a schema perspective, but they still need to be added from a visual perspective, which we just need to tell the web designer about. We'll put in the URL. And breadcrumb list is there. There is 2, but I think that's fine the way it's implemented. I'm just going to say breadcrumbs good on schema, but still need to be visually added with designer. Okay, and good. So we'll put a Z there. 404s, let's go check that out. Apparently there are some on the website, and the way we will find those is through Screaming Frog. So let's go into here, type in 404. And they must have been, okay, yeah, it looks like there's some over here still. So let's go see if we can fix those with something like broken link checker. So we'll go to tools, broken links, fix all those. Boom. And unlink. Good. And we'll also go fix the redirects as well. Looks like they're just going to some weird. Oh, I think it's because of the comments. Unknown error has occurred in the comments. These just aren't linking to the correct version. I don't think this goes to the other version. Yeah, so let's just fix the redirects. We'll do fix, apply. Luke asks, does it make sense to focus on a specific niche in SEO? For example, doing SEO for only dentists. It makes sense if you're doing SEO. If you're doing data-based SEO, you can do SEO for anybody you want. Okay, I'll fix these redirects. It also makes sense if from a branding perspective, you want to do that to get more clients in the long run, faster if you don't really have any authority. That also makes sense. And it's probably the route I should have went down. And I would have probably gone down if it wasn't for the fact that I tried to SEO for everybody for so long that I had to come up with the new approach that I have. Okay, it looks like I'm not going to get this through here because it's changing the comment itself, which we can't do. So whatever, we'll skip that. How do I get most of my SEO clients, says Caden. So most of my clients come from audits that I do. So people message me and they say, hey, Chase, I don't know how to rank my site higher for whatever reason. And I say, okay, well, let's get you an audit going over the foundation, because the first thing we need to do when we look at your website is check out how your foundation looks, because we don't want to look at anything else until we see that your entire architecture is sound. And then I give them an audit. And then I recommend to them going through like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 implementations. That's how it works. I actually just got a sale the other day for $2,500 a month at a 3-month minimum, which I'm actually rising that up to a 6-month minimum now, because for the most part, you want to be able to keep people around to create really, really good case studies. And 3 months generally isn't enough time to be able to create those case studies. Has only one followed internal linking URL. So we're going to skip that for now because that has to do with site-wide. Has an internal link with no anchor text. We're going to skip that because that also has to do with benchmarking. External link problems, we're going to skip that because a lot of this stuff has been taken out of the new template. Browser caching, GSIP compression, and overall page speed might have to buy WP Rocket. So yeah, we'll talk. That's the only other thing that we need to do still. Added the markup, but it's not showing up properly. Let's go check that out. So we'll go about the about page, wherever it is, contact. Let's try contact markup. How long are your phases? So each phase starting out is 1 month. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, plus the implementations that come with it. And then basically I recommend two rounds of the different 3 phases before any results are actually measured, like really measured. What's the name of that plugin? It's Broken Link Checker. So contact markup isn't on there still. So I don't know who's implementing that, but it's obviously not on there still. Problems with pages index versus page on site. Get rid of that. So these other ones, somebody's already working on for my company, so I'm going to skip these for now. So there's only a few errors left, and I'm just going to filter by those for now. There we go. Cool. So now that that's filtered, let's go on to the next client, because a lot of these are things that the rest of the company is working on right now. And before I go into the next company, I have to go pee again because I drank way too much water. So I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Okay. Is that black computer generated? Black background computer generated? No, I can show you, look. So you see that right there on the top left? That's my, like, it's like pinned down. It's like a sheet, basically. Okay, let's go to the next clients. One second. Okay, so let's go back into here. So again, we have to make sure all the clients are done from a phase 1 perspective. So we'll go home. We'll switch our, I'll just keep my timer on this other one. So let's check out our sleep guide, which is one of our other big clients. Check out phase 1. And so these are all the things that have been fixed. Robust.txt, missing sitemap. Let's just check on all these things to make sure that our implementers did this correctly. Okay, so we'll check out /robots.txt. Sitemap's in there now. Good. Terms of service and privacy policy pages. Privacy policy, good. Canonical points to different internal URL. So Yoast did not remove this option, but let me see what we're talking about here. Actually, this is just noted, so it's not even a terrible thing. We've actually purposely did that. URL problems. Whitespace blog pages showing up in search engines. That's a good thing. I'm going to remove this. Are the correct thank you pages in redirect in place? No redirect on contact form. New thank you page created. Didn't exist before. Okay, let's check it out. So contact site : name of website. Type in contact. Chase Reiner. I'm at Chase Reiner. This is just a test. Okay, cool. So thank you page is redirected, and let's check out the goal and analytics to make sure it's working. Go into here. Is it not in this account? Hold on. It's not in that one. Let's check this other one. There it is. Okay, conversions, goals, overview. Okay, now that's the other goals. Let's see if the thank you goal. No, it's not. So let's do new goal. Yeah, I know the blog pages are being indexed, but that's fine. As long as the canonical rel next prev tags are in there, let's just see. Yeah, they are, so we're good. Sometimes there will be hints on Sitebulb, but they don't necessarily mean you need to fix them. It just means that you need to look at them. Okay, contact us, wherever the hell that went. Custom destination contact continue equals to this, and the values, we'll just do $100. The client can always change this if they want. And then let's make sure the thank you page is not being indexed, because we don't want people hitting it off of Google and then firing our conversions. So let's see if it is. It is, so let's go no index that. Okay, so I need to actually just make a note. Conversion value added, but need to no index thank you page still. Unless it has been no indexed. No, I don't think it has. HTML sitemap in footer. Let's go check it out. I don't see it. Sitemap. Oh, there it is. Cool. Good. Our correct thank you page is in place. Yes, we just fixed that. CTA above the fold for main pages. Let's go see the highest traffic pages. And go over here. So that's not really above the fold, but there should also be free CTAs on these. So free lead magnets need to be utilized on these. We need to make a note for that for the client. Free lead magnets. Okay, cool. So we'll put that there. Let's see what the conversion rates on those other ones are, because there's still a bunch of outbound clicks going to those, I think. So we'll go over to here, click on this, scroll over to conversions, and 286 is not bad. Conversion rate's at 8%. So honestly, I don't even know if we need to do lead magnets if those are performing as well as they are, because then there's going to be multiple CTAs. Maybe lower down in the content, though. It might be a good idea. Something to think about. Okay, so category pages index. Boom. So was this no index? Let's make sure that people aren't no indexing pages that don't need to be no index. So we'll go into here. Type in category. Pages, category, mattress comparisons. It's just the brand name, really. So cool. We'll just keep that no indexed. See if that's no indexed as well, if all the categories are switched off. We'll go into here, see this one, view page source. Yeah, so they should be no index, no follow. So let's just make a note. Good, but these pages should still be no index, no follow. Blog pages are indexing. Blog page, good. This isn't site-wide, that's individual. Outdated pages, get rid of that one. Media attachments, still a lot showing up. I fixed setting in Yoast. So I wonder if they turned off the media attachments, because that's not what you want to do. I need to get into this login. 1 second. This is why it's so important to check this stuff, because if they end up misreading the plugin, they can actually really hurt the site. We just make sure this wasn't done the wrong way. 1 second. Just getting the logins. Hold on. Trying to figure out where this was put. I gotta go to my other account really quick. This is why LastPass is really nice to have set up correctly. Then we don't have to do all this. Ah, they all got removed from the... Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me ask Ryan. Because I'm pretty sure that's what they meant by removing the media attachments. I'm almost sure that's what they did. Let me see if I can call Ryan really quick. Get him on the phone. Yo, Ryan, we're live right now. I need to ask you a question, though.
Hold on 1 sec. Okay.
Okay, I can't find, first of all, the password anywhere for our sleep guide, but secondly, it says the media attachments are still showing up, but fixed setting in Yoast. Did you turn off media attachments in Yoast?
Let me double check real quick. And the password's in Basecamp.
I tried looking in Basecamp, but I can't find it.
Hold on.
Is it under Chase Renner HQ?
No, it's under client contact information.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
By the way, with the blog post thing, because I was watching part of it, I was getting back home, is it's like blog post page 5 paginated.
I know, but that's supposed to happen.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about.
Some things are just hints. They're not actually errors.
Gotcha. Okay.
You don't always have to. And the new template, once we start using that, I took a lot of that stuff out that we don't need to really pay attention to.
Okay, cool. Is there any sites you want me to continue to start working on? 'Cause I have some about an
Okay,
hour or
mini
2 hours.
attachments are still
time.
good. So I don't know what you turned off in Yoast, but yeah. So for private label, if you go through that, there's still some stuff in there that needs to be fixed. Let me just tell you really quick what it is.
Okay. 'Cause I was working on outdated pages when class ended, but I saw you remove that.
No, that's again not relevant because that has to do with individual problems, not site wide.
Gotcha.
So yeah, private label. There's still uh, page speed optimization. So browser caching, gzip compression, the about markup, contact markup, blog markup, and organization markup on multiple pages. And then once that's all done, we're good.
Okay. So speed and then markup. Got it.
And that's all in the audit that's still there. Or the phase 1. And then for our sleep guide right now, I'm going through it. We have the conversion, sorry, the no index page. I mean, sorry, the thank you page needs to be no indexed. The category pages should be no index, no follow, which you can turn off in Yoast. I think I can actually do that right now. Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, there should be a setting that does both.
Where did I just put it? Categories. Is this like an old version of Yoast? What is happening right now? This is really weird. I think this is an old version of Yoast, so no index. I don't know why it's keeping no index and then it's keeping follow. It should be no index, no follow. Huh. So I guess Yoast keeps them follow even though they're no index. That's really weird and annoying.
Well, you can go individually page by page too.
Yeah, but I don't really want to do that. I don't think you can though. You can only turn off no index. You can't turn off no follow. I don't think.
Oh.
Get rid of this one because it's good. URLs containing uppercase letters. These are all based on benchmark stuff, so we get rid of that. Breadcrumbs added in Yoast. Let me get rid of this.
Yeah, same with the white space. We don't need anymore.
Again, I need to get rid of all these because they're just irrelevant at this point. Who's calling me right now? External link problems. Get rid of that too. So problems with pages indexed versus pages on site. Site React's preferred version. Contact markup. So somebody said that they added this stuff, the markups, but they're not showing up. I don't know why they keep putting that. I don't know if it was Robert or what, but there's still a few.
I was gonna say I had an error with the contact markup when I was adding that. It wasn't showing up. I have to double check and see what happened.
Yeah, so I don't know if you need my help with that, but I mean, obviously we need that in there. I don't see it. I don't see the JSON LD in the site, so I don't see. There's no.
It's weird.
Yeah, so it's not actually in the code, so I don't know if it's not being cached or what, but it's not in there.
Maybe.
But I'm just gonna keep going through the clients. There's still just a few things left for private label, a few things left for our sleep guide. I'm just gonna keep going through them. Do you know any clients that aren't done yet?
Let me double check everything real quick. So our sleep guide, private label, LI. I don't think much work was done with Dre. Because remember he said he spent his 10 hours doing benchmarking.
Okay. So the foundation probably still needs to be done for them.
Most likely. I know How to Study I was working on. Grand Central, I don't know if Robert got through and finished all this stuff or not, because I was one of his clients. And then Catering
I don't
Connect.
even see phase 1 for LI in there, so someone needs to add that in there.
Let me see. I think where he put it, if I remember correctly, was the roadmap instead in phase 1. I don't know why he did that. But he used one of the older templates too.
Okay, well, somebody needs to get started on that stuff. Like, we need to
Yeah.
finish the foundations for the rest of these people.
Okay. Cool. All right, I'm going to start working on the other stuff and just give me a call or anything like that if you need help.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. See it.
All right, bye. So, right now I'm still like in the process of teaching everybody how to do these different phases, and it's crazy like how much we've been getting done, but at the same time, like, oh, just these little things that people don't like look at, or they like forget to add like a template or something into a certain spot, and then like it like totally screws up everybody's workflow because we just don't have everything like where it needs to be when different people get into these different sections. What's up, EJ? So I'm gonna take a break for now. I need to eat some food. It's 2 o'clock. This was a almost 2.5 hour stream. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and that's it for now. Until I see y'all next time. Happy SEOing.